We're going to do one more of these, and then I've seen a lot of people saying go play the Mindy game on rttv games. So we need to find out.
There's a Mindy game?
That's what I'm saying. We need to find out what this is.
Okay, cool.
So I think someone's actually done a dedicated one for
Alright, that's really
That's
lovely.
it.
Guys, we're about to play the game, the segment.
81 followers on Lively Radio, but now it's time for rttv games. I love to get you on. Oh, they've changed the profile picture again. Yeah, it's nice. What's the header say? In a room full of art, I'd stare at you.
That's lovely. That's really nice.
Where's this Mindy game then? Relationship goals? That's a good one. This laptop! Angry. Humour.
You guys feeling this for tea tonight?
No. I feel like this might be it. Mindy!
Mindy.
We found the Mindy game.
So what's this? Just...
So it's just between me and you.
Okay.
Well, okay, sorry for this, but this is not a typical game. This is not for the fandom. This is for Andy or Mikey.
Yeah, click on that one. Then yeah. All of them.
You can totally quote them with your own answers if you want for your three. Apparently I found a way to communicate with them, so this is what I'm doing, at least trying.
That's awesome. Go
Here are a few questions I always wanted to ask you guys, but of course never had the chance. I think you can still have fun by answering them in the live. I guess you're doing a live if you're here. It's not like you stalked me. If you don't want to answer these well, keep playing other categories and have fun. Do pick up lines and text group ones, thanks. She's amazing. You are genuinely are sick.
Honestly, love you.
I want both of you to answer each question. There's going to be a lot of questions, though. You decide how many you want to answer, but don't skip any of them, Mikey. You usually do that.
Do I? Oh, I'm sorry. I only skipped the naughty one.
Yeah? Right. Let's go back to the Mindy game. Actually, before we do, I'm going to check on Lively Radio. Let's see how many followers it's got. 175. Let's get that to 500 tonight. Yeah. Right. What was your best drop the mic moment? So is that like the most savage moment or the moment you drop your mic? I think most savage, isn't it?
Yeah, probably most savage.
Guys, write pumpkin on our latest Instagram post when it comes out, not on here, babe.
I have no idea. What would yours be? In life or in the band? It's difficult. I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Oh, I think I can't give a specific time. But you know when someone's like starts talking to you about something they think you have no idea about, or they're questioning you or something like that, and think that you've got nothing to back up your argument or back up your case, and then you've got a load of facts, and you're like, yeah, eat that. I think that's always a good drop the mic moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every time I'm out.
I've thought of mine.
Go on.
Bristol, third tour, we had the wrong Shut Up and Dance backing track. And normally we used to cut off Shut Up and Dance right at the end. The post is up. Okay. Comment pumpkin, we want to see how many people have come from here. So yeah, we took the wrong track to Bristol and it had the outro on it and I was like, oh my god, it's not going to stop. So I just threw 2 ad-libs at it out of nowhere. I'd never rehearsed them and it was actually sick and they've stuck to this day.
Yeah.
And after I finished, I saw Brooke and you look online to be like, I was like, yes.
It was incredible because it was a complete mishap. We messed up and we were like, let's just keep going to the end of the song. You know, we didn't think too much of it. And you just belted these notes out, and I was like, what?
It was really odd.
That was cool.
If you could learn one magic spell but could only do something mundane or boring, what would your spell do? Clean the washing up.
Learn every language.
That's not mundane.
I mean, it is when you're learning a language.
Something boring or... I'll give you that. What high-level job do you think you could lie your way into with no experience and no one would notice? A boy band.
Yeah, probably, I don't know.
I think
presenting.
I was going to say, something to do, particularly me and Mikey, something to do with, like, talking. So whether it's a commentator, a lawyer, or a presenter, or something that involves TV or using your words, we'd be the best at it.
Yeah, we would, yeah.
I think I'd make a good lawyer. I lie a lot.
Yeah, you would.
What's the worst and best thing about being male? The best thing is avoiding all the dramas females have. And that's... I
reckon guys have the same amount of drama.
I don't mean in like a...
Yeah, I get what you mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? And the best thing...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying now? You know, the month thing? And the best thing, I'd say, is being able to pee where you want.
Yeah, that's definitely the best thing, being able to wee where you want. And the worst thing for me is the pain of being hit.
In the gonads.
Yeah, that is...
Look, the month thing, that's a new thing, isn't it? I want to wee where I want. You can! Anyway.
She wee.
What movie can you watch over and over and never get tired of it?
I've got two.
Go on.
The Notebook.
Okay.
And secondly, I'm going to get so much hate for this, but I know that we're going to be doing it one day, and it makes me like excited.
The One Day This Is Us.
Yeah, This Is Us. The One Day documentary.
I'd say Inception or Wolf of Wall Street. Both Leonardo DiCaprio films, but he is one of my favourite actors. It's kind of like looking in a mirror. How many phones have you broken or lost? Ugh.
Wow, here we go.
It wasn't many. It was one before last year, and now it's 4.
Oh yeah, you've had a bad year, haven't you?
Dropped so many phones.
I think mine's 4 as well, overall.
What are you tired of hearing about? Most of what comes out of Brooke or Jack's mouth, if I'm honest.
No, you know what? You know, I'm gonna spice this one up a bit. I'm just gonna be completely honest. When you see a load of
Nonsense
online, because I've seen a fair. I'm only going to talk for myself because I only can talk for myself. I see so much crap about me getting with people or whatever, and I'm like, look, I didn't. I'm gonna be real. I didn't, and that annoys me. So I'm like, right, back off. I get with someone, I'm the first to be like, yeah, but no, that's what I don't like.
Do you know what? To be fair, I'm tired of hearing all of the nonsense that came out yesterday that we had to be quiet about, 1,000,000%. If you guys are real fans of this band, you know this band better than people who are trying to besmirch its name. Like, they can get a life in it. Well done for bringing that up.
Yeah,
you brought that up in a very political way. I like that. It's real. What 3 events made the biggest impact on who you are today? You can answer this one first.
Okay, my birth. No, no, I'm kidding. Okay, honestly, I have no idea.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
Okay. First one, I'm going to open up about this, right? 3 things that made me who I am today. Not in chronological order. The first one was X Factor live shows.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest about it, because I feel like that's what you guys had... Yeah. X Factor live shows shaped who I am as a performer. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through, that rejection, and coming back from it wasn't an easy journey. But thanks to Blair and thanks to these boys, it's something I was able to do, and it shaped who I am today. Second thing would be performing at Wembley with Road Trip, because I think that was an indication of how far the band has come in such a short space of time and what we're working towards, like doing that consistently on a daily basis. So I think every time the band gets hard or we miss home, we always use that day as our inspiration, those 2 days, to go back and do that. And the last thing I'd say was probably one of the hardest points in my life before I was in the music industry. I was in college. I was having a really awful day, like really awful. And my friend at the time, Ruth, just followed me outside French class because I walked out crying. I was really upset. I was in a bad place. And she just played my favourite song, which she knew, The Age of Superhero. She sat there and she stroked my head and she's just like, you're going to be fine. And we just sat there for about 2 hours and we didn't say anything. We just listened to that song over and over and over again because we'd been to see Newton Faulkner perform live. And then after that I was like, if a song can impact your life that way and just having good friends, then you shouldn't think silly things, you shouldn't be down, you need to fight your battles and stuff like that. And that's part of the reason I was saying all the stuff I said on Twitter the other day, because I spoke to a girl about it at length, about my personal experience with mental illness and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'd say those 3. It was quite deep.
That was quite deep.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
Yeah. Tegan, that's right. Love you, Tegan.
See, for me, okay, cool. For me, shaped me around today. I think seeing when my brother, I don't really know how to go about saying it. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, but I don't really want to say too much about my brother. But when my brother started realising his dreams, that was incredible. I was like, cool, if he can do it, anyway, you know what I mean, with no disrespect.
Inspirational.
Yeah. I think, you know what, I got a deep one as well, right? So when I was 16, literally the summer of, just before I joined the band, I was going through a really tough time, really, really tough time, and I was very, very low at that time. And out of the blue. I haven't really spoken to anyone about this really, apart from my mum. And yeah, I went through 2 weeks in particular, which were really, really bad. And then in that second week, I got a text from Rye, who I'd known for a long time. And he goes, do you want to try for a road trip? And I was like, well, yeah. And when I joined, I never ever thought that I'd get in the band. I was just looking forward to the experience of being a trialist. And then I got in the band, so that definitely shaped me. And then I'd have to agree with you on Wembley, because Wembley was something that such few people get to do. So, yeah, that was, yeah.
Well, that question got deep. Thank you, rtttv games. What double standards are ridiculous and need to be ended? I think someone who, okay, this is, again, it goes back to a point you made. Anyone who thinks that by getting our attention in a negative way makes them a fan, I think that's a double standard. I think anyone who claims to support the band is someone who's there for us through thick and thin, who only wants what's best for the band, because all we want is what's best for our roadies. So anyone who uses fake rumours or negative tactics to try and get attention for their own sake, using our names and besmirching our names, I personally think that is a massive double standard, and those people need to have a serious reality check on their own lives and realise that probably they'd be happier if they stopped meddling in other people's lives, who have a lot better lives than they do, and actually concentrated on making their lives better, and they'd be a lot happier for it and a lot less insecure. So you know who you are, stop it. And everyone who supported the band over the past couple of days, mad props to you, love you. It's a phase today. Yesterday's newspaper is today's fish and chip paper. Enjoy your chips, people. You've all gone. All of your relevance from yesterday is completely ignored now. You're over. See you in a bit.
For me, I'd have to say, I don't know. I think there's a lot in terms of gender. I'm not going to lie. I know.
Yeah,
about that.
1,000,000%. And do you know, if you don't want to speak about it,
I'll
say
speak about it.
Go for it.
You know what? This is a controversial topic, and I shouldn't really talk about it, but I'm going to. I think, in terms of in a job, in terms of employment, women receive less than men do, and I don't think you know what I mean. Like, usually that's the case because they take into account maternity leave and stuff like that. I think that's completely wrong. I don't think that should ever be the case. I reckon that all people are born equal. I mean, just in terms of everything, I think that everybody's equal, and there should never, and definitely not to do with gender anyway or anything like that, or race. I think everybody's the same. It should never be treated any different.
I think there's so many isms that are deemed socially acceptable in our society today, i.e. things like ageism and heightism, that are completely overlooked in comparison to things like sexism and racism, where if you're short as a man, you're deemed not as masculine, or if you're older, you're deemed not as good driver. And there's little colloquialisms like that exist that we all abide by because we deem it socially acceptable, when in reality that's so wrong. I think you can't discriminate against anyone and anything they do. And like Mikey says, one of the obvious ones is sexism, because there's even things that relate to sexual activity where a man who has many sexual partners is deemed to be a legend or a lad or whatever, and a woman that has many is deemed to have negative connotations, and that's awful, because it should be equal. Everyone in this world should be equal, and unless you lose the right to be, and that's only down to your own bad actions. It's nothing to do with skin colour, race, gender, height, age, anything like that.
Completely agreed.
Right,
should we, I feel that we should kind of, release some pressure from this ball at the moment, because I feel we're both getting worked up, because we could have a little rant for it.
No, it's cool, because rtttv Games is asking us honest questions, because they know that we wanted to make Lively Radio a bit more honest than just chat showy, so that's what we're doing. It's totally fine. You guys are amazing. There you go. They love it. Thank you. Right. What's your and then it got worse story? Yours is your knee.
My knee.
Gotta be your knee.
Definitely my knee.
Yeah, Mikey's knee just escalated well bad. And mine was probably my journey between overload and road trip. I won't elaborate on that. What's the most effective way for a government to control its populace?
I don't know. It's a tough one.
You mean its population?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a control in it. I mean, I'm not going. We won't go into that. It's too political. What one question can you ask someone to find out the most about them?
Tell me something that nobody knows. I always ask that to people. I feel that once they would tell you something that nobody knows, which is very rare, because it's very, usually people tell everything. I was like, tell me something that nobody knows about you, and I'll tell you something that nobody knows about me.
One question you could ask someone to find out the most about them: where do you want to be in a year's time? because it goes to show their short and long-term ambition, and it goes to show what sort of drive they have as a person. Andy, why don't you like horror? Have you ever watched a good horror film? The reason I don't like horror is because my cousin, I won't name his name, Chris, showed me a horror film called The Sixth Sense when I was 4 years old, and I've hated it since then. What did you want to be when you were a kid?
I wanted to be, when I was really little, I wanted to be a train driver, and then as I got a little bit older, I wanted to be a teacher.
Cool.
What about you?
I wanted to be an astrophysicist when I was really young.
Wow.
I loved stars and I was semi-academic. Then I wanted to go into law, so I wanted to be a barrister, which I did all the way up through secondary school. Then I wanted to be a teacher like you. I wanted to do music subsidiary with primary education. And then obviously I wanted to be a performer.
Sweet.
What's your
well done. You're doing really
Yeah, thank you. I did all four. What's your guilty pleasure? Semi-academic. Well, what's your guilty pleasure? Lively radio.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I think before now, there's been stages where this band have kind of neglected Lively more than they should, but we've kind of come up with a solution to make Lively radio genuinely something we look forward to doing every day. So that's my guilty pleasure. Thank you, Brittany, for the nay-nay. Oh, what an amazing question. What colour do you speak in? Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's difficult.
We speak in rainbows.
Yeah, we genuinely do. Genuinely do. For me, I think it's either blue happiness or red pure anger, which is very, very occasional.
Yeah, it is. You don't get angry a lot.
But they're the two for me.
She put in a cover request. I can't read out the name of the song she wanted for us to cover, but thank you for the request, rtv games. Milk, tea or coffee? Mikey, tea or coffee?
Tea.
How many Pringles can you eat at once? A whole tub, because once you pop,
I don't know.
you can't stop. It's Pringles
I
load.
didn't know that. I don't eat crisps.
Okay, we can't read
Never
that. We can't read that one out. It's too political as well. But thank you for the question. Do you want children? How many? How would you name them? 3 great names for boys and 3 great names for girls, please. Okay. I want 2 kids. I want a nucleus family of an older boy and a younger girl. I think that's quite generic. And then the older boy, I'd either call James, Robert, or Romeo. I've already thought about this. And the girl, I'd have Jessica, Rebecca, or I'd want to name it after my grandma, but she has a very old name. I don't think you could call a girl Norma in this day.
No, double standards. You can call them what you want.
No, I don't know. I have 2.
That's really nice.
Yours.
So, okay, I don't know how many kids I want, but I definitely want a little girl first. I definitely like a little boy at some stage. With names, I'm not the best with names. Don't really have a lot of names lined up, but it's definitely something I've discussed with my future wife or my girlfriend. But I really like the name Jessica, which we spoke about the other day, actually, didn't we? We both really like the name Jessica, so.
What do you judge people for most often? You can answer first.
I don't judge people. I judge how my friendship is going to be with them, if that makes sense. So I won't ever think, oh, you're a nasty person. I never have that mentality towards anyone. So I always give people I have a very positive mindset on everybody, regardless of if they're, they haven't been the nicest to me or anything like that. But
you're a lot nicer than I am.
But don't get me wrong. At the same time, I'm the sort of person that I don't take crap. I don't, when there's a lot of yes men and stuff like that, I don't accept that. I like people to be real with me. So I'll just tell people straight up. I'll be like, look.
No, Nathan Brittany.
I'd never judge anyone, though. I wouldn't judge anyone. What about you?
I'm a very judgmental person. I act on my first impressions, and I give off a bad first impression because some people don't understand my humour and how articulate I am about things. They find it intimidating and stuff. So the thing I judge people on most is the way they speak to me. So if they speak to me like crap, I'll speak to them like crap, and I'm good at speaking to people like crap. And their actions. Because if they act in a way that I find obnoxious or ignorant or selfish, then you won't hear a word from me. I'm good at shutting people out that don't deserve my time. There's 50 more replies. Are these all questions?
I like these though. These are fun.
Oh my god.
We won't answer all of them. We'll come back to them another time. But
yeah, we will. Okay. So what I'll do is we'll answer 3 more, and then I'll favourite one, and then we'll come back to it because we'll know that the favourited one was where we stopped last time.
Yeah.
Okay. So What's the most beautiful view you've ever experienced? Waking up to see Mikey butt naked.
Literally, do you remember that phase when I was completely naked?
I know. Andy, my mum called you big-headed. That doesn't surprise me. A lot of people call me big-headed. Best view. It's got to be something in America. It's got to be. No, Dubai. I went up the tallest building in the world in Dubai and saw all that. It was very nice.
Oh, yeah. How good the view is based upon how I felt at the time. So I used to have a place in my hometown in Keynsham in Bristol. I used to walk my dog around the back of these fields, and there was nothing to look at. I literally just looked down to a little river and back up to an estate. But that view was the best view in the world. So you just used to sit there during a difficult time when I used to walk my dog. Loved it. Beautiful.
There you go. I won't read that one out because it has religious connotations, and I think if you are religious, you don't want to push your views on people, and if you're not religious, you don't want to really promote that. So we'll skip that one. Do you believe in aliens? I guess kind of has similar connotations.
I don't have enough knowledge on it. I've not looked into anything, but
yeah.
I
think it'd be very coincidental if we were the only life form. But some people would call that coincidence their God, and that's the reason. And other people would just say that the universe is constantly expanding and our scientific knowledge we have at the minute isn't expansive to know. So that's subjective opinion. What's your biggest pet peeve? Mine is when Rye wakes up, no matter what time, he speaks in his normal voice and does not whisper. There is a lack of whisperers in this band.
I agree with that, yeah. Loudness, when it's night time and you just hear it, oh, something like that. Shut up.
You guys are smarter than I thought. We don't show this side off very often. Okay. What's your biggest turn on now? Come on, we're all mature people. Just tell us. Everyone wants to know. I'm not going to disclose that.
I like it. No, I'm joking.
Good question though. I respect the brutality. How do you feel about marriage? I would love to get married. My mum and dad separated when my mum was pregnant with me, and yeah, I feel like I'd want to be there for my kid in a way that my dad wasn't there for me.
Deep, doesn't it? I think marriage is a beautiful thing, if I'm honest. I would very much like to be married. I think it's I don't know, I definitely think it's a step above just, being in a relationship, which I do think is amazing as well, but, I'm very much into the marriage side of things. I'd like to be married.
What colour are you talking with? If people floated instead of walked, how far off the ground would you be? I would be about a foot off the ground, so that I'd be about 6'6", because then I'd be a very tall man, and I'd like that. And then I'd hope everyone else would eventually sink, and I'd just stay where I was.
I'd be taller than the biggest car in the world, so that there was no chance of ever getting run over.
No, but you'd always get hit if you were taller than the... okay, I get it.
Yeah, smart, always be above it. You'd literally go for a stroll down the motorway.
Choose a song to live off. Life is a highway, because it's so literal.
Working 9 to 5.
What are your favourite and least favourite things about each other? Honest hour with Mindy.
Okay, alright. Okay.
We'll do our least favourite first. Okay. So then we end on a positive note. Okay.
Okay, cool.
My least favourite thing about you.
Say what you want, I won't be offended.
No, it's fine, I know you won't. My least favourite thing about Mikey is his lack of belief in his own ability. I think you...
Oh, that's lovely.
I think that you underestimate how good you are at a lot of things you do, which stops you from doing them enough. I think if you...
I'm actually really touched by that.
If you had the belief to succeed in the things that we all think you're good at but you don't, then you do them more and get really good at them, i.e. things like singing, editing, and just being who you are. Because sometimes it frustrates me that the vlogs don't go out often enough, or you don't work and you sing as much as you can.
Thank you.
Because
that's actually so nice of you.
It's okay.
Thank you. I feel really touched by that. That's really nice.
It cries all night due to that. Thanks, Paige. Your least... Go deep.
Okay.
There's a lot to hate about me.
No, I'm going to be honest, and I spoke about it the other day.
It's me calling myself fat.
It's you putting yourself down. Because you're a wonderful human. And you doing that just lights the fire for the people that were hating on you to do it. You're a beautiful man.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to say it. It's like me going, I'm a small, fat northern midget. I can say those things, but when someone else says them, it's like, hey, don't do that.
No, it's not nice, because it fuels other people to do it. They all think you're fantastic, which you are. We all think you're fantastic, which you are. And you put yourself down too much.
Cool.
That's the truth.
Nice, cool, right. My favourite thing about you, I think yours will be the same as mine. I think we have near identical humour.
Yeah, we do.
And I think we just make each other laugh all the time. And it's stupid, because we all love each other an equal amount in Road Trip, but there's different relationships within the band. So there's some advisory, some brotherly, some almost like we'd be mates. And Mike and I are definitely in that category where we have an obsession with football, we have an obsession with the same TV series, we make each other laugh with the stuff that genuinely no one else in any room ever would find laugh.
Yeah, it's just brilliant humour.
It is. Is that the same as you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could choose one person to protect with your life, who would it be?
Black.
No, I think it means if you could protect someone. If you could choose one person to protect with your life.
Oh.
So you put your life on the line for them. Well, I think probably Brooke, if I'm honest.
Brooke's up there.
Brooke.
My mother.
I don't think our mums need protecting.
I don't think our mums need protecting, but, you know, just in case.
If you could only repeat words said by one person, who would you want to be echoing? I'm quite happy with the way I say things, so I'd keep my own voice.
Ryan Reynolds.
If you could breathe music, which artist would you choose to inhale and which would you choose to exhale? I would inhale Newton Faulkner because I think his music is so soulful and heartfelt, and the way he lyricizes things, it's just extraordinary. And I would exhale Casey Abrams because he has so much joy that he puts into his music, and it's just amazing, and he's someone that I aspire to be like whenever I write music.
I would inhale Josh Turner. He's a country singer. What?
I thought you said Josh Taylor, and I laughed a lot.
No, I love Josh, but no, Josh Turner's the guy that sings People Love Them Doors.
Yeah.
And I would exhale, plot twist, Michael Jackson.
Oh, great.
Oh, 1-0 City, get in. Reason being is because Michael Jackson's a legend. I really like the low tones, don't I? And so I'd mix it up a bit. People expect the low, but they don't expect the high with me.
Do you have a preference of boys or girls? Personally, I am a straight man, but I have many a gay friend, male and female, and I have zero preference to who, like to someone's sexual orientation. It doesn't matter to me at all. You know what I'm going to say? We've all been there. But no, I'm a straight man, but I have zero problem with anyone who isn't a straight man. Straight women, gay women, bisexual people, gay men, it doesn't matter to me. It's all what your eyes see, and who can tell you you're wrong for seeing what your eyes see.
Exactly. I'm straight. Don't get me wrong, I've got a lot of friends that are gay and stuff like that. I've got, you know, I'd never discriminate against someone based on their sexuality or anything. So yeah, yeah.
Are you each other's type? Andy, would you date Mikey if you were gay and vice versa? Personally, you aren't my type.
No, I know. I thought you'd say that. I'm not offended.
Any boy that ever in my life I've found even remotely attractive, I think has a very rugged bad boy edge because it brings that out in me. Mm-hmm. And I understand why women find that attractive as well. Because it's kind of like, oh, I really shouldn't. I don't want to take you home to my parents, but I get it. I get why I like you. And they've got to be a bit like my height, so I don't feel emasculated, but pretty kind of thing, but still rugged. I don't know what I'm saying. So, not right. Everyone in the comments.
Everyone's saying right.
Everyone in the comments is writing right.
I'm really upset.
I'm trying to think. Liam Payne's a good-looking man.
Liam Payne's a great looking man.
And he's kind of got a good balance of pretty but not, like, reserved. You know what I'm saying? What about you? I'm not your type.
You're not, but there's traits of your personality that are. I like, you'd never show off in front, not show off. You'd never play up in front of people. I like that. You're yourself always. So I like that. But yeah, I like someone that, I don't know, that's like
People would show off.
yeah. I don't know. I like someone who's themselves all the time. But yeah, knows how to be respectful, when to be respectful, then how to be lovey when the time's right and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Perfect. Well, I have liked that tweet, and we will come back to the Mindy game at another time. But right now,
yeah, my phone's about to die.
Yeah, right now, Mike's phone's going to die. Man United are playing, so I'm not going to lie, I'm going to go watch that. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a very deep Lively Radio.
Yes, it has.